Welcome, pimps. Welcome all. Welcome to PIMP. P-I-I-M-P. The acronym that stands for Put It in My Pocket. In this stock game, you ladies are pimps too. I am the charmer, aka the penny stock pimp. As you know, I'm Holis. I'm Dolis. Funded the account with $250 with a goal to reach $2,000 within a 3-month time frame. Can I pimp? Can I put it in my pocket? Well, that is the question. Now, we just added a twist. Once we reach the $2,000 goal, $250 that we funded the account with will be donated to one of our subscribers to pimp alongside me on the next Holis and Dolis season. Now, let's get in these streets. Let's see what's going on. Well, we need to talk about our bottom rich, tsco. We haven't talked much about our stance. We haven't talked much about our position because we were looking at other things that we were looking to add to the portfolio. So get us to that point where we can reach that $2,000. Now, our bottom rich is looking ready. I told you that after we paid this dividend, she would look like she's about to do some extreme hoeing and pay a pimp. That's right. Put it in my pocket. Now, obviously, if you are a shareholder, you receive 24 cents per share that you own of tsco. Now, for me, this embarks the climb. The climb on the way up to $45. We're going to take our first stop at $35, take profit, leave our winning contracts going upward, and we'll add until we get up to 45. That's what I'm looking at on this one. Let's take a look at the news. We do have catalysts. We have a huge catalyst that is going to prompt this next move for our bottom rich, tsco. And here's the catalyst. Tractor Supply buys VIP Pet Care to deepen pet health services and value. Tractor Supply Company, NASDAQ listed, tsco, announced the acquisition of VIP Pet Care, a leading U.S. provider of mobile veterinary care services. Now, what does that mean for Tractor Supply? Well, it means this. The deal expands Tractor Supply's reach in pet health services, adding in-person veterinary care to its retail assortment of pet products. So that's definitely a plus. Quick assessment, price versus analysis target. Currently, we are at $31.53 is what we closed on Friday. The stock trades about 33% below the $46.78 analysis price target range midpoint. Now, what that is simply this average here, that $46.78. So we're undervalued. We've got the hold on there. We've got the consensus saying it's a strong buy, which it is. So we have a catalyst. We have good news. That's important. Now, let's see exactly what's fueling this. Tractor Supply VIP Pet Care Deal, a growth catalyst for Alivet, says Jeffries. Tractor Supply's tsco acquisition of VIP Pet Care veterinary services is viewed as a growth catalyst for Alivet Pet RX, with potential to accelerate prescription volume and scale the business from roughly $100 million in annual revenue toward $1 billion over the coming years. All right. The firm has a buy rating and a 51 price target on the shares. All right. So that's definitely what we need to be seeing. All right. Other than that, we did see Form 8K in there under the releases. We also seen a Form SD under the releases there for Tractor Supply. Now, looking at the website, what I did is I did put in here in the search, I put in Massimo and it brought up a list of all of the products. All right. Now, as I'm looking at stocks to knock this coming week, I want to be talking about tsco because it is in a buy zone, it is in a buy area, it's in a demand area. And what I noticed was that even though a lot of green was accumulating here in this on this chart, one thing that I noticed from the price point is the price was going down. And that's because there is a lot of buyers. There's a great demand for buyers right now as we are in this area. And people are realizing that this stock is very, very undervalued. And the fact that we do have the catalyst going our way. Now, I wanted to take a look at this because I see another underline and I see another way to be able to capitalize off of tsco by doing it through another company, through one that is actually doing some work in coordination with them. Let's take a look at this. Massimo begins fulfillment of Tractor Supply retail program. All right, Massimo, ticker symbol MAMO, which we will discuss and go into detail, has commenced revenue generating fulfillment activities for its newly authorized in-store SKU program with Tractor Supply, tsco. The milestone follows the company's authorization for a significant national rollout of a core utility focused product across Tractor Supply's retail network. With initial inventory of more than 1,000 units now in stock and orders scheduled for pickup, Massimo has advanced from the retail authorization into active fulfillment and revenue execution. Massimo believes the program has the potential to become an important revenue contributor through the remainder of 2026. So I'm looking at that, and that's important. We see here the list of different things now that Massimo has here under these SKUs that are on the Tractor Supply website. So let's take a look at the ticker. Now, I had seen this before. As you know, I'm a bottom fisher, so I'm always looking for oversold opportunities. Saw this before when it first came down here, and as you can see, I had everything mapped out, sketched out, and we are still in this area, this phase of consolidation. But look at that in comparison to the chart for tsco, and you see there's opportunity here. At least I see it. All right, now let's take a look at the profile for Massimo. All right, we see industry, automobiles, and auto parts. Massimo Group is a holding company. The company manufactures, imports, and distributes a diversified portfolio of products divided into two main lines: utility task vehicles, UTV, and all-terrain vehicles, ATV, motorcycles, scooters, golf carts, and juvenile line for go-karts. So yeah, this is something that I'm definitely watching. And like I said, we're in consolidation. This is something that obviously you're only going to be able to buy shares off of. There's no option chain on this. You're only going to be able to buy shares off of it. But this is something that I see in conjunction with tsco that we should start accumulating some shares of that, realizing that, tsco has faith in this company. They're doing business with this company, and I see a future for it in our portfolio as it relates to our bottom rich tsco. All right, other than that, what we have done is we did make some moves on Friday. We made a move to actually, as you can see, the stock closed. The first contract that we have, the 717, that one closed at 1 cent, meaning that looking like this is worthless. But we've seen this happen many times, and then a big crazy move. Then this one came down, closed at 35 cents. We were able to go ahead and take profits on LCDL, which did really well last week, and then we also took profits on PMI, and we moved out of those also FFAI, we got rid of that. And we secured another contract here. All right, so we have 4 contracts here. We have 15 contracts on the 717. All right, so I'm liking our positions. I'm liking what we're doing, but more importantly, I'm liking the fact that this stock is in a position where finally we're going to see the extreme hoeing that we initially signed up for. That's right. Now, Young P, if you do anything, remain in logic. Don't reduce yourself down to a bitch ass nigga by being emotional. And if you do anything, pimp, put it in your pocket. Because I'm going to put it in mine. Chum.